All right, so what we've done is we've measured out 100 feet. Now we're on a lacrosse course here because it's nice and dry. It's fall of the year. Jeff is walking out 100 feet just to demonstrate where we're going to be. I'm going to try and zoom in on him a little bit here to show you 100 feet is where we want to be. So there you are. We actually have our tape and we've measured that out. All right, the first thing we're doing is taking the old line off the reel, and Jeff's over there reeling around his hand. We're going to dispose of that properly because nothing is worse throwing out braided line for the environment. So make sure you cut it up properly. So now I've taken my line all the way out to my backing. I use monofilament backing, some old cheap stuff. And now Jeff's got in his hand. We're going to cut it right there, and I'm going to tie the Albright knot. All right, to do the Albright knot, to connect monofilament to braid, is you take your mono, you make a loop like this, and you take your braid, you go through the loop you made, and you go around the mono 14 times, 7 in each direction. Once I get my fingers going, I can do it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go back over that knot 7 more times. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. And 7. And then put it back through the loop that you just made. Back through that loop. These old looking hands with all the too much skin removed from the doctor here. Young fingers, I miss them.
You should have did your nails.
Wet it and then pull it tight. Make sure that that loop stays in there. Pull that puppy tight. Bite it there. Bite it there, and it's good. I'm just going to snip it.
Now, do you want to wet the knot, Jim?
You always want to wet the knot. You always want to make sure. Anytime you tie any knot, whether it's braid, mono, always put a little saliva on it. The saliva is cheap and it replenishes rapidly. Cut that off right there. Cut that off right there. And just in case you ever get to that part on your reel, it'll slide through the guide. So there you go. That's an Albright knot. That's how you connect mono and braid. All right, so now we're going to demonstrate how to calibrate. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to load the new line onto our reel all the way till it's filled up. Like Jeff said, always keep some tension on the line. Make sure you tell your wife that, because she's the one who's going to be helping you with this project. All right, so what you want to do, I'm almost there. I like to get my line, when you use a bait caster or a level line in this case, you want to get it to like the top of the spool. We want to start at the block that I made, and we've got an OR16 release attached to it to hold the line in place. Clip the line to the OR16, and it's a good thing that Jeff's fingers are stronger than mine, because those OR16s are definitely tight. Now we want to crank our line all the way to the OR16. Make sure you take the tip of the rod and touch it right there, and then zero out the reel. Now walk back to the 100-foot mark. On our first try, we were at 91 feet. The rule of thumb is if you are under 100 feet, you have to remove line off the reel. So in reverse, if you are over 100 feet, you need to add line. Since we were under 100 feet, we removed line a few yards at a time. On our first try, we were at 91 feet. All right, here we go. Let's see if we got it finally. Going back. Get the rod tip right at the... Hang on, I'm losing it upside down here. And we there? 100 feet, finally. How many tries?
7.
7 tries. So folks, this isn't a job for the faint of heart. It took us a few tries, and we finally got it. So we're going to leave an extra foot or two for knot tying, and that's the result. So long tape measure, a place to attach your line to, and a good friend who helps you out with the stuff. And we've got our reel calibrated. All right, so it took us several tries to get it right. 7 times we did it,
Yeah.
and we finally got it to 100. So take the time to do it right. You'll know your baits are in the right spot. Follow Mark's precision trolling app, and you're going to catch more fish, right?
Absolutely.
All right. See you next time, folks.
Let's go fishing.
Let's go fishing. About being on the money for trolling, the precision trolling app available at the App Store on your phone will give you all of the lures you've ever owned. Just touch on here. It'll give you the depth, how much line let out, and how deep it'll run. The precision trolling app.
Come on, Jim. You told me we were coming here to play tennis.